What's going on YouTube? Welcome to Metal Punk Reviews. Today I got another video for you guys, obviously. But this is kind of a follow-up video for the one I made last week about all the critic reviews for the TV show Iron Fist. For many of you who didn't watch the video, basically quick recap. A lot of TV critics posted reviews on Iron Fist. They're not very good. But the one thing that really kind of pissed me off was that the critic reviews were pissed off at the TV show because Marvel casted a white guy to play Iron Fist. And for many of you who don't know, Iron Fist is actually a white guy in the comic book. So, this article is basically the actor who's playing Iron Fist, Finn Jones. It's his interview about everything that is being said about the show. So, and I realized, now that I'm thinking about it actually, I realized I forgot to post the link to the first article in the last video. So, if I could find it, I'll post that link and this link in the description of this video. Like I said, if I can find it. So, basically, Finn Jones did an interview with Vulture, who I've never heard of until now, which is kind of funny. And, basically the interviewer was asked, he asked Jones, what his thoughts on regarding the critics' reviews of the TV show and their claim that Iron Fist was a racist story about, and I quote, a white savior who learns Asian martial arts. Anyway, Jones replied, and I quote, "There's so much outrage on the internet these days, right? Why don't people just... Look, the issue is that people are judging before they've seen the show, and that's problematic. Come on, don't get angry and start a mob when you haven't even seen the show. You don't even know what we're doing with it. It's just unfair," he said. Now, taking that quote, I actually agree with what he says. People are being unfair. Nobody's seen the fucking TV show yet. Like, nobody other than the fucking critics, obviously, because they get first screening of everything. And like I said before in the last video, these critics probably never even fucking they never even read comic books, so they probably don't know what the fuck's going on. But I like the way he says this, where he says, where was it? There's so much outrage on the internet these days. You haven't even seen the show. You don't even know what we're doing with it. It's unjust and unfair. It is unfair. People basing their opinions off of somebody else's reviews is unfair. I don't know how many times I've played a game and Game Informer had, back when I used to read Game Informer, but that magazine's just shit now. Back when I used to read Game Informer, they would rate certain games like hella low, but it actually ended up being like completely not that bad. Like, it was actually a really good game. But Call of Duty and Halo would instantly get like 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, and those games have gotten shittier over the fucking years. So, I've gotten to the point where I've made my own opinion based on what I've seen and heard and watched. I don't follow anybody's reviews anymore. Like, unless it's like a really good friend of mine, then I'll take it into consideration. Other than that, I'm pretty much on my fucking own, and that's what I believe everybody should be doing. But the one thing I have an issue with this quote is this certain spacing in between these, where it says, "There's so much outrage on the internet these days, right? Why don't people just..." And there's a dash. It's, "Look, the issue is that people are judging before they've seen the show, and that's problematic. Come on, don't get angry and start a mob when you don't even... dash. You haven't even seen the show." Now this is making me think of one of two things. And I'm hoping it's the latter option, but to me, it's thinking that Vulture, whoever's writing the article for Vulture, is cutting off Jones to either make him sound confused or make him sound like he said things that he wasn't supposed to. And if that's the case, I wouldn't be surprised of how fucking fake news is nowadays, trying to get ratings and shit. But what I'm thinking, and this is what I'm hoping is what's happening, he's starting a sentence, and then he stops himself before he says something he's going to regret later on. And that's what I'm hoping is happening here, because this is a little kind of like, this is kind of off. But anyway, going on to the article. Basically, he basically ended up acknowledging the fact that there needs to be more diversity in the world, blah blah blah, and not only media but in general also. And he also he's basically also encouraging people to watch the TV show before they make judgments, because like I said in my previous video, a lot of people heard about these reviews and they were just slamming it on social media even though they haven't seen the TV show yet. And it got to the point where Finn Jones, this poor fucker, had to delete his Twitter account, which really sucked because he was getting a lot of shit for it. But anyway, later on he goes on to say, and again and I quote, "I get it, there needs to be more diversity in film and television in all fucking aspects of life." Yes, he actually says fucking, but they censored it. In all fucking aspects of life. There needs to be more diversity, period. Unfortunately, this show was picked for whatever reason. I don't fully understand, really. But what I say is, watch the show. Watch the show and then make your opinions. And then he added, also, come on, let's get angry at the real fucking injustices in the world, yeah? Real problems in the world, not just in television. There's some real shit happening in the world right now, and people need to get angry about it. This I kind of agree with. The one thing I don't like what he said was, I don't fully understand, really. Basically saying that he doesn't know why this show was picked. Clearly, he doesn't read comic books, because once Daredevil came out, I was like, okay, cool, whatever. Daredevil, great, better than Ben Affleck's fucking movie. Do not get me wrong, I love Ben Affleck as an actor. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. But I gotta admit, his Daredevil movie was fucking garbage. And I'm sorry, Ben, but that's how it is. Like, he's gonna watch this fucking video. And then once Jessica Jones came out, I'm like, okay, cool, great. 2 out of the 3 Defenders, is this gonna start something? And then they announced Luke Cage, and then it's like, oh fuck. 3 out of 4 Defenders. And then when they announced Iron Fist, that's like, oh shit, now they're gonna do a fucking Defenders TV show. So for him to sit there and say, this show was picked for whatever reason I don't fully understand, basically just makes him sound like he doesn't care about this TV show. And honestly, all the shit he's been getting, I can kind of understand why. But for him to say that is also kind of horseshit, because he's the one that agreed to do the show. Like, nobody forced him to do it. So I don't understand why he's saying, I don't know why this show, for whatever reason the show was picked, I don't know why. Like, it's setting you up, it's setting up the fans for a Defenders TV show. It's basically Marvel and Netflix established Daredevil's origin, Jessica Jones' origin, kind of, Luke Cage's origin, and now they're setting up Iron Fist's origin. And then once Iron Fist is done, next year they're gonna release the fucking, not only are they gonna release the Punisher, which I cannot fucking wait for, but they're also gonna release the Defenders, which, again, I can't wait for. So again, whatever, it's his, like I said, maybe he doesn't care about the show anymore because all the fucking shit he's been getting. But going back to his, there needs to be more diversity in film and television. Yeah, I guess I kind of get that. And at the same time, I kind of don't. Because if you look at certain TV shows nowadays, a lot of them are fucking retarded. I mean, Keeping Up with the Kardashians is fucking stupid. Teen Mom is fucking stupid. Dance Moms is fucking stupid. Like, all these, like, reality TV shows are basically fucking trash. I mean, there are some TV shows that are great. Sons of Anarchy was fucking fantastic. Vikings is fucking good. Even though I haven't been watching it recently, but I have it recorded. The Flash is fucking good. Arrow's fucking good. I don't watch DC's Legends of Tomorrow. I don't know why, I just don't watch it. The Walking Dead's fucking fantastic. But I feel like there's a lot of TV shows out there that if there are more diversity, it would play on racial stereotyping. Like Teen Mom, like, every time my mom watches the show and I'm in the room, it's always a white couple that's on there. And I feel like if it was like an Asian couple, the parents would like shun the daughter or whatever out of their family. Or if it was like a black family, it would be like, yeah, that's basically playing on the racial stereotype. So I guess depending on the scenario of the TV show, I guess it can play either way. But it's whatever. I mean, personally, I'm fine. Actually, I'm more than fine with Marvel's casting, because I think everybody that Marvel's casted was fantastic. Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, I think that's how you pronounce his name. I forget how to pronounce his name. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. Robert Downey Jr. was probably the greatest casting Marvel's ever had, in my opinion. Sebastian Stan, Charlie Cox, John Bernthal. I can't believe I'm forgetting his name right now, but the guy who plays Luke Cage, I'm really sorry, but I do forget his name. He was fucking great as Luke Cage. And there's one more guy. Who was it? David Tennant as Kilgrave. Like I said in my last video, that was literally the only... David Tennant being in Jessica Jones, literally the only reason why I continued to watch it. The episode before Kilgrave came into the picture, I was at that point where I'm done watching this shit. This show is garbage. But then I watched the next video, or the next episode, and I saw David Tennant. I'm like, yes. And the last thing I'm going to say about this article, back to this, basically the last paragraph states that before Jones was casted, fans started a widely circulated petition asking Marvel to cast an Asian American in the series. Marvel executives didn't heed the advice, but they stuck by their decision, having called the Game of Thrones veteran the perfect choice for the role. First of all, as a fan of Marvel, I didn't see that petition, so I'm kind of assuming that shit was all made up. Because normally, anything that has to do with comics, horror, or metal in general, or sports, I'm usually pretty fucking aware of it. It's very rare that there's something that happened that I'm unaware of. Video games too. But that's everybody in the world nowadays. So I would have known about this petition going around, and I didn't even know about it. So if it's true, you people are fucking stupid. And if it's not true, then that just proves how much the fucking media lies, not just like CNN and Fox and NBCSN, but also like underground media, I guess you can say. Um, how much they lie just to get up ratings. Um, so I think Finn Jones has gotten more respect from me. Not only if a lot of people were complaining more than I'm aware of. He got my respect for not backing out of the project. And after reading this article, he got my respect even more. And I'm just really hoping that the show isn't as bad as these critics say. Because if it is, I'll be kind of pissed. But the last video I made, there was a quote that I couldn't remember, but I have one here. It's a comment, and it says, "As an Asian guy and a fan of Marvel, I don't think I should be an Asian guy playing the lead. I hope they would just stick to portraying all characters as they do in the comics. What I find amusing in the same white people crying foul at these criticisms of Iron Fist are pretty mum on the Mandarin and the Ancient One." That is true. When we complain about whitewashing, other people call us thin-skinned. When we requested a character to be changed to Asian, it's, oh my god, that's racist. That's actually true. As a white person, I kind of have to agree with that. A lot of people, I feel like nowadays, white people are just gonna say anything just to be like accepted by other races or whatever, and I think that's kind of bullshit. Like, don't sit there and complain about certain things if you're not gonna complain about the other things. You know, like, don't just be like, oh, like, I want to fit in. Marvel needs to replace Finn Jones with an Asian guy, but be like, oh, maybe. I can't think of another example, sorry, but it's actually kind of true though. Like, I really don't have anything else to say about that. Like, yes, the Ancient One was actually kind of white in Doctor Strange, if you haven't seen it, and the Mandarin in Iron Man 3, yeah, 3, Iron Man 3, the Mandarin was also kind of white. I mean, I don't know if. I think, like, the Mandarin and the Ancient One, I think they might. I mean, I know they have accents in the TV show, but I'm not sure if they have accents in real life. And if they do, like, it's like Chris Hemsworth has an accent in real life and as Thor. So it's like, do you want to call him white or do you want to call him Australian? Or New Zealand, whatever, wherever he's from. Or it's like David Tennant. Do you want to call him wherever he's from, or do you want to call him white? You know, it's kind of, or like, okay, a better example. Daniel Radcliffe. Do you want to call him British or do you want to call him white? I mean, he is white, but he has an accent. He's from Europe. It's like, it's confusing. Anyway, I'm not gonna think too much about it. So that's all I gotta say about that. Like I said, this is just a follow up. My opinion. I agree with Finn Jones 100%. I don't agree with him 100%. It's a toss up. Like, I agree with him on most things. I don't with some things. But he gained more respect from me for doing this, whatever this is called, interview. There we go. Wow, that was totally fucking weird. So let me know what you guys think about this. Again, I'll try to remember to post this link in the description of this video, along with the first article if I can find it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Please like, subscribe, favorite this video. Like I said the last video, I'm going to be in Arizona next week. I'm leaving on Sunday. And I'm going to be binge watching Iron Fist when I get down there. So unless I have time to do a video when I'm down there, which I highly doubt I will. I will make one first thing when I come home about Iron Fist, what I thought about it, my thoughts, if the critics were right, if the critics were wrong, so on, so on. So, I gotta say, that's pretty much it for this video. I'll catch you guys later.